Well, I do think there are those things we can agree on, and I'm pleased to be here with my colleagues. I'm glad to join the three of you, and Senator Rubio is one of the co-sponsors of this bill that you all have crafted and put together. Good energy policy, good tax policy, good regulatory policy are really important to the future, but there are things we can do right now, even outside of those bigger debates that we need to have as well, that are in this bill. Who would have thought, Senator Moran brought this poster to the floor, that Great Britain would become a real competitor for us as a better place to do business. And I've talked to more than one American business lately that's actually changed their worldwide headquarters and their corporate structure to Britain instead of the United States of America. And then we've got another, this one is great entrepreneurs are Great Britain. I think entrepreneurs are still the United States of America, but this ad would suggest otherwise. Your next big idea, Canada. Canada's a great trading partner. They're a neighbor of ours, they're a friend of ours, but I don't think we would have thought a decade ago that these countries would be repositioning themselves, and that's happened as well as I think we haven't kept up like we should and we could with things like the Startup Act, but these countries are putting themselves in a position where they understand that private sector job growth is critical, that government can do some things to encourage that, but government doesn't create very many private sector jobs. I believe this bill, one of the reasons I decided to co-sponsor the Startup Act 2.0, the second version of the Startup Act, is I think it does some of the things we begin to need to do. 75% of all U.S. engineering and technology firms in the last decade, the decade that we have really good numbers on, the one that ended just a few years, that ended really in the numbers I have are 1995 to 2005, 75% of the engineering and technology startups were started by people who were born in another country. And this bill just simply creates a visa program that allows entrepreneurs who have good ideas and frankly have some money to go along with those good ideas to come to the United States of America and start those jobs, to take advantage of our great workforce, to take advantage of the position that we have to be able to send products all over the world and to do that here. This act also requires that we have a true cost-benefit analysis of rules and regulations. The federal government, last year, of the 66 rules that cost more than $100 million, only 18 of them had what you could really describe as a cost-benefit analysis. And there are lots of things that would be fine to do, but if the cost to the economy, if the cost to jobs, if the cost to families is greater than the benefit, we shouldn't do them. And so this bill says that says let's go ahead, and let's not let the cost of something overwhelm the benefit to the economy or become the negative impact on the economy. Long-term investment in this act with startups would have some exemption from the capital gains. So you're risking a lot of money with a startup, and this is saying, okay, we want to raise the reward quotient of that risk so that we encourage people to take the risk. If you're doing a startup, the odds are pretty high that that money may not ever come back. And so whatever you can do to encourage that money be put on the table, that those jobs be created. In 2009, 651 startups were created with university research involved as a component. And this just further opens the doors of grant dollars that are already available, of federal research and development funds to be even more open to a university partner as part of that private sector effort. So I think we've got to be focused on opportunity for families, opportunity for individuals. Who really creates the jobs in America? Small business creates the jobs in America. Startups create the jobs in America. And so, Senator Moran, I'm pleased to be here standing with you on the floor. And the next big idea is the biggest idea for the last couple of hundred years. which is the United States of America intends to be a competitive leader in the world. And what do we need to do as members of the United States Senate to see that that happens? And I'm glad you and Senator Warner and Senator Coons, Senator Rubio are leading this effort. I'm glad to join you in it and glad to be here on the floor with you today.